We want to say welcome back to Rohan Malhotra, the CEO of Roadzen, and we're excited to have you back here. Clearly, Roadzen has been very productive. We talked a few weeks ago, and so much has happened over that time. And I know you have a big announcement that you want to share. So let's dive right in and tell me how the company's making news.
Well, today we are here to talk about an interesting announcement from the government of India. The Ministry of Roads and Highways in India has essentially issued a new notification that mandates the use of advanced driver assistance systems in the country for almost all commercial vehicles that are on the road. And what we see is for our Drive Buddy system, which is a computer vision based system that allows you to have better road safety. So just as a Tesla vision is there for Tesla vehicles, we are building this for all vehicles on the road, and we can retrofit it. And we think this can be an incredible opportunity for us. The new notification that came out in the form of a draft regulation from the Ministry of Roads and Highways in India is that it says from April 1, 2026, all new vehicles should be equipped with ADAS systems that have driver drowsiness, highway control, and other road safety features that are mandated as per AIS 184. And Roadzen is the only company in the country that is currently certified as an AIS 184 compliant telematics system. So we see that we are at this moment uniquely positioned to take advantage of a massive new market opening up. And we think this could affect millions of vehicles on the road. And we are just preparing to ramp up for the execution of this program.
Wow, very exciting. And that's a huge market as well to be able to break through. And Roadzen is close to 50 million in annual recurring revenue, approaching break even. So that alone is a major accomplishment for any company and makes you stand out in AI. But this announcement, your partnership with India, could be a change the trajectory for the company. So can you review the implications of the standards? What does this mean exactly for the company and for shareholders?
The new regulation that has come in covers M1, M2, M3, N2, and N3 vehicles, which are commercial vehicles, vans, trucks in the country. And what it's saying is from April 1, 2026, you need to have an AIS 184 compliant system in your vehicles. We believe there are going to be, at the low end, at least 500,000 vehicles from April 1, because that's new vehicles sold every year. And what does that really mean from a Roadzen perspective? We anticipate that this would open up a revenue market that is essentially upwards of $100 million per month in recurring revenues for us. And remember, we are the only compliant system today, and there may be other competitors who come in, but we believe that we are at least 6 months ahead of the competition at this stage, and we are looking to accelerate our path to execution of this framework.
Yeah, well, and you're the only company that has been approved by the Indian authorities to outfit commercial vehicles, vans, buses, trucks with this advanced driver assistance program. And Roadzen's Drive Buddy AI is at a tremendous advantage, as you mentioned, kind of getting a head start on perhaps some competitors down the road. You've also widened that advantage even further. So discuss how many kilometers of real-world actual driving data that have been aggregated so far, and the percentage of accidents that have been avoided with that data.
You know, we are one of a few companies in the world that we focus on real world AI. And real world AI means AI that is deployed in real world environments where it has to sense and react in real time. And road safety and driving on the road is one of the best situations for real world AI implementation. We've now completed over 1 billion kilometers or 600 million miles of driving on roads using purely computer vision based ADAS systems. And we've seen a reduction of 70% accidents over the course of 1 full year with fleets that have adopted our technology. And we believe we can actually take, there was a Munich Re, which is one of the leading reinsurers in the world. They issued a report about driving on the roads, which is that 80% of accidents are caused by driver distraction errors. And we believe we have the technology today to be able to take that down to zero. So imagine a world where you can reduce almost all the major accident types because you're using computer vision. You can give alerting to the driver seconds in advance of something bad happening, and that allows them to take evasive action, or you can stop the vehicle. And we think this technology will become a standard for every single car on the road. And fundamentally, one other thing that we focus on is as accidents reduce, your insurance premiums should reduce as well. And we're at the forefront of matching your real driving risk to insurance premiums. And we think that that will change fundamentally the insurance industry as well.
Oh, very interesting. And you've also got patent approval for the Drive Buddy AI. So that will also be an additional barrier for others to compete with you. Describe that patent. What does it do?
We received a patent a couple of weeks ago, which is called CARD, Cognitive Assessment of Risk for Drivers. And the whole thing is traditional risk measurement models. All they measure is how fast you're driving, when do you drive? Very simplistic measures. What we try to take is a 360-degree computer vision based approach. So we know how you drive, where you drive, when you drive. We're also taking into account the road conditions in which you're driving. What are the weather conditions when you're driving? So it's a 360-degree approach about driver scoring that then links back to your insurance premiums. And all of this can be done within real time. And this is the power of the technology that we are bringing to the insurance and mobility industries. And we think this patent is one of the few innovations, and we're bringing in a lot more to be able to capitalize on what we think is a massive opportunity.
So let's talk about the India agreement. Again, how big of a market do you expect that to be, and what could be the revenue impact?
So the market for commercial vehicles is roughly 4 million vehicles in India. That's for trucks, small commercial vehicles or light commercial vehicles as they are called. But the current order covers slightly more broader situations than that. So it covers vans, buses, that ferry passengers as well. And we think it could be up to 20 million vehicles on the road that are covered by this order. And what that means is generally our business model in this situation is a per month $5 to $30, depending on the fullness of the technology we implement. Per month, we make $5 to $30 per vehicle on the road, right? So essentially, if you look at 5 million to 20 million vehicles, and we're looking at $5 to $30 per vehicle, this could be a market that's going from, on the low end, $25 million a month of new revenues. And on the high end, up to $500 or $600 million a month of new revenues that we can tap into. And we anticipate that this will become a major driving force. And as India has implemented this, we're also seeing very similar mirroring regulations that are coming up in the US, UK, and European markets. And we believe that we will be one of a few companies in the world that's able to deploy these systems globally. So we're now just getting ramped up for the incoming demand.
Yeah. Now, do you think that might expand to non-commercial vehicles? And while you're kind of talking about that, share a little bit about US and EU regulations. Do you think they would follow India's lead?
The India AIS 184 regulation is actually very closely linked to the EU 2144 regulation, which is almost the same, barring a few local, changes they've made for India. So we think that the Indian regulation is closely following the European regulation, And the US regulators are also looking at it. A few years ago, the US mandated the ELD, electronic logging of driving systems, in all commercial trucks in the US. We think this is the next generation of that. When you have a computer vision based system, you don't need ELD systems. It can recognize when the driver comes in, how much they drive. It can recognize when they log out. You don't need to punch in, punch out anymore. So we think that as regulations are developing across the world, the EU 2144, which we anticipate comes in 2026 as well, as the US regulators are looking at this, they will further the adoption of these much more advanced technologies into the vehicles that are on the road. And it's for the benefit of fleets, it's for the benefit of all consumers. In India itself, accidents are almost causing a 3% hit to GDP. There are so many accidents on the road. They cause loss of life, loss of property. They cause commercial interruptions because accidents cause delays and traffic. And so we think that as you improve these systems, your entire societal infrastructure is going to get better.
Oh, very interesting and good point. So anything left that you would like to share with investors, shareholders about where the roadmap for Roadzen?
Well, we're still evaluating the impact of the full order at this moment. This draft regulation is supposed to be enforced 30 days from today. We're talking to all the major car makers, all the major fleets in the country, in India, and we're anticipating a significant ramp up of our execution capabilities. And we think 2025, 2026 will be incredible years for the business.
Okay. Well, Rohan, thank you so much. And congratulations on this milestone for the company. And please keep us up to date as that rolls out and you go into other markets.
Thanks a lot, Jane.
Thank you.
Pleasure talking to you.